Yo, on Mondays, I'm only one place. I don't give a fuck about Monday Night Football or none of that shit. I'm on Monday Madness Philly on my radio Philly. Now you don't even know where to go on a Friday or Saturday night in Philadelphia, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like, that was one of the most disappointing things when I came home, man. When I came home, I was like, man, what the fuck y'all do to my city, man? Like, what y'all do to this joint? Like, like, y'all fuck this up, man.
Trying to revive the feeling, man.
Right, man.
You know what I mean? We trying to revive
I tried, man. Like, if you know me, sir. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, when I came home, that was one of the first things I did. Start trying to rally up all the little niggas that I was hearing about when I was upstate.
Right.
Like, yo, what y'all niggas doing? Like, come on, get back on horse. You know what I mean? Even not just the younger ones, the older ones. I was like, yo, man, what y'all doing? Like, come on, get in the saddle. Let's make some music. Let's start working. Let's get back to working. Like, a lot of dudes before I came home, they was sitting on their porches. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of niggas out of their rocking chairs when I came home. The ones I didn't talk to, I let them see it. And then they, people got back on the wagon like, yo, I'm going to get on the wagon. Spade came home and got on this job, man. I got to start grinding. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going for 11 years, man, and one nigga in the whole city got on, man. I was like, yo, man, what are y'all doing, man?
Yeah, because I think, it's important for the legends, to continue to make music, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these young kids, they got to know their history. They got to know their legacy, New York artists, artists from other places, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z still making music,
Right.
Even guys like Nori, you know what I'm saying? They still holding it down and they still got fans that still checking for them. You know what I'm saying? And, I think a lot of our legends that was here, they kind of, was falling back from doing music, getting into other stuff, and not really putting out music. And I think, when you came home, you know what I'm saying, you kind of like, rallied everybody up. You brought like a fresh energy, you know what I'm saying, to the scene.
The one thing is, one thing I learned since I've been home, like at first, when I first came home, I was like, man, why y'all don't be doing nothing? Now I've been home a little while. I get it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it why some of them fell back. And it's like, I understand, but I also like, with some of the older guys, I used to have a conversation. I used to be like, yo, like, you owe it to these young dudes to try to give them game. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, as much as I see young boys, that's just like, when you see a young boy acting crazy, you be like, I don't blame you, I blame your old head.
Right.
Well, to these young rap artists, I was their old head. So it's like, I steered them the wrong direction by some of the decisions that we made. The nonsense that we went through with major figures in state property made them young boys believe that's what they had to do to get on or be popular. So we kind of like planted bad seeds. So now when I get around them young dudes, I always try to undo that shit. Like, nah, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm responsible for why some of the goofy shit be going on. So I always try to get them young niggas some game. Like, yo, fam, like, the end don't justify the means. Like, you wasting your time doing this. Okay, you and what's the name, y'all beefing. But who cares outside of here?
Right.
When Jay-Z and Nas is beefing, it makes sense for them. It makes them revenue. And at the end of the day, they sit at the table together and eat. Ross and Jeezy, they beef and it makes them popular. And then they sit at the table and they eat together. We never do that here.
Right.
Somebody goes to jail, somebody get hurt. Or, it always goes to the extremes here. Like, we don't do that and then sit at the table and share a meal together. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, both parties end up shattered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is true. This is true. Now, when y'all put out the first Major Figures album, it wasn't a commercial release. Y'all put it out independently.
Right. It was independent. Right.
And then it was like, boom, it just dropped one day. But then, when the commercial release came out on Rough Nation, it was like the same project, but maybe like a couple new songs on there. Did that hurt the success of the commercial release? Because it was the same album and it was so highly anticipated. You know what I'm saying? Like, after y'all done burned down every radio station, mixtape, everything, people was waiting on it, like it was highly anticipated.
I think it hurt it here. I mean, nationally, it wasn't out there like that.
Right.
So, which essentially, like, if Nelly's Country Grammar is the same album he put out independently, you know what I'm saying, in St. Louis, but it's just like, at the end of the day, Major Figure, Yeah, That's Us was a great song, but it wasn't a mega hit.
Right.
And we were signed to a label that wasn't really a rap label. Because at the end of in those days, like, it was Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Universal, like you had to be signed with the right label. It wasn't about having the deal. It was about being with the right affiliation. That's
Right.
another reason why I felt like, us not going with Jay, was just like a poor decision. You know what I mean? All the way around the board.
Yeah, because they was with Def Jam at the time.
Yeah, right. And it was just, I mean, they was a growing empire because I mean we was messing with Jay before Jay really popped, before Hard Knock Life popped. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what really popped Jay off the planet.
Yeah.
We was already messing with Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to
Right.
just go chill and kick it. He'd come to Philly, kick it with us. We go up there and kick it with them. You know what I'm saying? It was just like we had a cordial relationship. You know what I mean? So that was already in a play. You know what I mean?
Right. So the deal start rolling in. You and Dutch, y'all signed with Entertainment.
Yeah, that was under
It
Sony
was under
Entertainment.
Sony.
Didn't he get like a $25 million deal or something like that?
Actually, his first deal was for $64 million.
Okay, yeah,
He,
yeah.
That's he had the deal before me and Dutch even went over there.
Okay.
But that was on second label because him and Big had undid his Big Beat with Lil Kim and them at Atlantic.
Right.
Then he branched off and got his own thing with Entertainment when he had Cam, Charlie, and us. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we was his third act he signed, and it was just like it was a lot of political things with that over there too. So it was like I thought me and Dutch made a great album that never got a shot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, he ended up falling out with his label over at Sony, and he got another label over at Interscope. They had let take his label back to Interscope, but me and Dutch was the only artist at that time. With him, Cam had went to, Sony kept Cam, and Charlie went somewhere else. So, I mean, it was just like, I caught a lot of bad breaks in the mix of the game. You know what I'm saying? I caught a lot of bad breaks, but at the same time, for as many bad breaks, for as many misfortunes, I had 1,000 more blessings, man. So I ain't ungrateful.
Yeah, like when y'all got with Entertainment and y'all start putting out music, y'all start putting out those freestyles, you, Charlie, Dutch, y'all start putting out joints like Dead Man Walking with Cam.
When me and Dutch met, was the first time we ever rapped together.
Oh yeah.
Like Major Figures, we didn't have no groups. We was just all solo.
Okay.
And like Dutch, and Beans was together. And we was like, Dutch and Beans was over together at Rockefeller. Then Sadiq and Stevie G took us over to Justin's. We went to Justin's to get something to eat. Was in there. And Sadiq was like, why don't y'all hit something for So Dutch would rap, and then I rap, and then me and Dutch just had a chemistry because it was like he was so wild, and I would just lay back.
Yeah.
It worked. You know what I'm saying? He could jump around and be crazy, and I could just lay back and be chill, and it worked. You know what I'm saying?
It did work.
Then I was like, y'all group. And I was like, nah, we ain't no group. He was like, y'all should be. And then we just start making records together, and it just was like effortless to just start. We was like, we balanced out each other's weaknesses. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm gonna give it to you one way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a fastball right down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Dutch gonna be curveball, throw it underhand. He gonna do all the crazy stuff with his voice and his flow, and I'm gonna just give it to you raw. You know what I mean? So he allowed me to be able to do that.